Okay, so I said I was going to come back and show you guys how to put a gasket on this lid the right way. So nothing escapes, no heat, no smoke from the top of the lid and on the bottom when it's closed. Because of that step there, the end of the barrel there, those flanges, they create a gap all the way along there and all the way along the bottom. So you're losing a lot of heat and smoke. So I'm going to show you guys what I use. You can get all this off of Amazon.com. This is Lavalock RTV 650. 650 degree temperature it's good for. And it's a food grade RTV. And we got this stuff called Fire Black. It's this stuff right here. Comes with a self-adhesive, and this stuff's rated like for 600-700 degrees. And that's what we're gonna put along right here where I got it marked. I got it marked here, up here, all along that. And I also marked where the flanges meet up, and where these flanges meet up on the inside, that's the mark. So from this mark all the way to this other mark, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, it's 26 inches. What I'm going to do is go at 25 and a half. So I'm going to leave about a quarter inch before the flange on each side, quarter inch, and same with this, I'm going to leave a quarter inch per side, so that gasket stops just before the flanges. And then we're going to continue with the RTV from where the gasket stops, and then we're going to run that RTV past the gasket, a little bit onto the gasket, and then all the way down the sides of the lid, so they can take shape of the barrel also. Anyhow, I'll show you guys the way I measured this lid. Inside of these, where the barrel lip meets on the inside of the lid itself. What I did was I put the lid down. And I put the tape measure right on the lip. Give me 1 second. It's kind of hard to do this by yourself. So I hooked the tape onto the lip of the barrel on the inside. And then it gave me my measurements for where to make the mark on the inside of the barrel. So it's saying 3/4, but I actually went an inch farther than where the lip line is on the barrel. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I went an inch farther, so when I put my gasket up to this line here, what that's going to do is overlap into the barrel just a little bit, a quarter inch into the barrel. And what that's going to do is prevent any of the condensation, moisture, or any of that stuff from dripping down along the front of your barrel and making it look like crap after so many cooks, like I've seen so many smokers out there. And I did the same thing for the back of the barrel. I went a quarter inch farther than I should have from where the barrel lip meets the flange on the inside, just to overlap that gasket just a little bit. It's going to stick out about a quarter inch into the smoker itself, and that'll keep your grill looking nice, neat, and clean. Anyhow, let me put the gaskets on. And these are self-adhesive. Front side, self-adhesive side. Let me put those on, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Be right back. Okay, so there's the gasket on now, and I stayed right on the inside of the flanges. So this part will actually meet on the inside of the flange, because we want to continue with the RTV from here and down, just to join everything together, and the RTV will take shape of the barrel and she'll be completely sealed off. No more smoke leaving, no more heat leaving. Even on the windiest days, it'll hold temperature and it won't burn as many pellets, and should run a lot more better, more efficient. But this is what I did. I put just use regular saran wrap. Don't use that real sticky stuff. And just line your barrel, because that's where the RTV is going to sit, on the saran wrap. But make sure from this point here that everything's nice and smooth. Otherwise, the RTV will take the shape of the wrinkles. You don't want no wrinkles in your RTV. I mean, it won't make that much of a difference. We're going to do a nice and neat job. So, and that's it so far. Oh, and in case you guys are wondering, that stain there is just from seasoning the grill. I ran it for 45 minutes at 450, like they said, just to burn the factory oils off. And then I wanted to make sure everything was going to work right before I start spending money and putting this gasket on, because that's about 25 bucks for the RTV and that gasket. And you can get 2 to 3 grills out of each package like that. And, okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to put the RTV on. I'm sorry I can't hold the camera, but you guys will get the gist of it. Okay, so anyhow, see how I tied that RTV? And it went, you know, it's going to stick out past the lid just a touch. Especially when you put the lid down, it's going to spread. But don't worry about that. Once this RTV sets up, then you can just trim it right off the sides with an X-Acto blade. It'll look nice, neat, and clean. And you'll have a very efficient smoker then. And you won't be burning up no extra pellets that you don't need to. Like some of the manufacturers are saying, gotta have airflow, gotta have airflow. Well, I think that's a bunch of bull. Because that fire pot, the small little holes that it's got in the fire pot itself, those holes are only about 1/4 inch a piece, and there's 5 of them. And this pipe is probably 20 times more wider and bigger than all 5 of those holes put together. Plus, you're getting forced air out of the fan down there. So I don't know what they're talking about, airflow. Plus, you're going to have some come out of there too. So it's got plenty of airflow. There's no restrictions. But the only thing I can think of is they like you to burn those pellets faster, especially if they're telling you just to run their pellets that are branded by them, if you guys know what I mean. Anyhow, I'm going to put the lid down so you guys can see what happens here. But make sure that you guys have that nice and tight and straight, both sides. And also, start your bead of the RTV from the furthest points on the gaskets, on the outer ends of the gaskets. Here, see how I did that on the outer ends? Because that's what's going to hit the barrel. You don't want to start the RTV from here, because that's going to go inside your barrel. Anyhow, let's drop this down and see what she looks like on the sides. And do it real gentle. You don't have to slam it down. Just let it drop down nice and easy. Okay. See how she squeezed out the sides? That's what you want. You want it to squeeze out the sides. And you know you got more than enough. You don't have to go back and touch anything up. And then when that RTV cures, they say 24 hours. But I'm going to tell you something from past experience. It's going to take a little bit longer. So that's why I'm telling you guys, don't just peel the saran wrap off of the RTV. Just cut cut the saran wrap off right near the edge of the RTV on both sides and the inside also, and then just leave the rest of that saran wrap that's sitting on that RTV. And then what you do is start your grill up, put it on 250, close the lid, leave the remaining saran wrap on the RTV, and that'll cure it, harden it up, it'll dry it out, and you might get a little residue, you know, from the heat of that saran wrap, but that stuff wipes right off, no problem. One thing, remember to take your tape off before you lift the lid. Very important. Take that tape off before you lift the lid. Otherwise, you might peel that gasket. So take your tape off the lid. And that's about it for now. We'll check her out when she's done. I'll put another video on. You guys have a nice, safe day. Bye.